I want people to understand where I'm coming from. I have a fiduciary mindset. A fiduciary means that I will put my clients' needs above my own. Okay, I'm required to do that. Sounds silly, but it's very important. I think there's a lot of people that even if they're good people, you got to put food on the table and you have a gray area in a decision. You will rationalize a lot of times. Even a good person will rationalize something that maybe isn't always ethically 100% the way to go. So I think it's good to have rules, right? It's good for people to know exactly where that line is. And I really don't think that presidents or elected officials at any level below that should have any ability to enrich themselves with information that they received in the service of the public. If you're going to be entrusted with that, if we're going to give you, if we the people, if the public is going to give you that kind of power, you should be held to an even higher standard. So like an attorney, like a doctor, like a good financial advisor, half of us out there that work in the registered investment advisory side, not the brokerage side where they are not working as fiduciaries. That's a topic for a different podcast. But for today, I want you to understand that I'm bringing this fiduciary mindset. See, because I worked in the brokerage side for the first 20 years of my career, and it was my first sort of enlightenment when I went independent, getting out into the actual world and running my own firm, making those decisions for myself, that I realized when you work for a firm, even if I thought I was a great financial advisor and I had my clients' best interests at heart, I wasn't really the one calling the shots, if you think about it, right? I'm not really the one making the rules. It's not my name at the top of that ledger. That was the firm. It was their logo. It was their branding, their commercials, their ethos. And at the end of the day, if I didn't like something that they were doing, not a lot that I was going to be able to do about it. And it was not easy to leave. And that was by design, okay? Once you're in the system, they want you in that system and they want you to stay there. They don't want you to move out and become somebody that is now a threat to that business on the outside. Well, that's exactly what I did. I went independent, and my enlightenment was that being independent is the only way you can truly have a voice. And I will tell you, the clients that I work with that have the most comfort in speaking their mind and being honest are those that are either self-employed, they're their own boss, or they're retired. All my retired clients feel, and I've worked with many of them for a couple of decades, so I knew them then when they were working full-time, and now I know them when they are retired, and they feel much more comfortable to speak their mind when they're not worried about getting fired. Now, those clients are not generally tweeting and, getting in trouble for that kind of stuff and, getting online and putting out a record, but just being able to speak, down at the coffee shop with their friends, they're just not as worried about, the ramifications of having an opinion that might be unpopular. Moving on. Why am I running for governor? I'm running for governor because I believe that California can do better. I've been in the state. I'm a native Californian, lived here for 51 years of my life. We spent one winter in upstate New York where my father grew up, and it did not last. My mom was also a native Californian from Pasadena originally, and she brought us right back with my dad in tow because he loved New York, but he loved his wife and family more. So we got him back to California, and LAPD. My father was a police officer for 25 years, so we spent my first half of my life down in Southern California, culminating with my degree from San Diego State. Last 25 years up here in the Bay Area. I wrote California 2.0. If you want to pick up the book, I also recorded the audiobook right here in this same studio. You can listen to that and take a look. At 4.5 hours, I can read it to you in my own voice while you're taking a trip down the road somewhere. So